NSFW girls of Reddit, what is that one thing that makes all the difference before, during, after sex? Just still feeling that connection is wonderful. Touch me and love me with the same passion you did before we made love, and that's how you'll keep it alive. Not a girl, but I posted this before and it got good replies from women. Always start with foreplay, and unless she can't come from that, make sure she gets an orgasm first, unless of course she gets too sensitive after coming for you to have sex. Then use foreplay just to get her in the mood. Communication is important. Then when it comes to intercourse, go slow. And when you are getting close, take a break and switch positions. Eventually you'll become a bit desensitized, and then you can find a rhythm that will take longer to bring you back to the edge. Importantly, you should also learn what gets women off. It isn't about speed. It's about rhythm, consistency, and making sure that the right parts of you hit the right parts of her. Younger guys tend to not understand that properly f***ing a girl isn't like porn where you just slam your dick into her as hard and as fast as possible. Your dick, magnificent though it may be, is not the main thing that is going to get her off. It plays an important part, to be sure, but the rest of your body around it is also incredibly important. Some rare girls might like it that and be able to get off. But in general, the problem is that most women's clits require a longer period of regular stimulation to build to orgasm. Think about a vibrator. They just provide consistent motion and stimulation. And there aren't too many girls who fail to get off using one. Missionary or her riding you works well for helping her orgasm from sex because it can provide direct contact of her clit to your body. You just need to visualize where her clit is and actually think about how your motion is going to hit that spot. Think of that saddle between the top of your dick and your pelvis, providing a combination of pressure and rubbing motion directly onto her clit. So start off with all the crazy acrobatic positions or speedy thrusting earlier while having sex. Do doggy style earlier and go at it. Lots of girls are turned on by the deep penetration it gives and the feeling of your balls hitting her clit. But most aren't likely to come from that position. So use the fun positions to get her worked up. Then at some point go slower when you start feeling like you are starting to get closer to coming, and switch to a full contact position like missionary. Use a regular tempo while changing up things like the depth, or the amount and force of contact pressure from your pelvis against her clit. You'll feel when you get in sync with her tempo. From that point on, keep going that speed to bring her to orgasm. Of course you don't want to be a boring robot, so play around and tease her. Bring her closer and then back off. And then hit that rhythm again. Have fun with it. Also, talk to the girl. Tell her she looks and feels good. Tell her what makes you feel good. If you are feeling close, tell her and let her know that you need to slow things down for a second or stop thrusting. Stopping is weird if you don't let your partner know why you are doing it, and it is totally fine if you are talking about it. Backing off doesn't need to mean stopping completely either. You can not really be thrusting in and out but still stimulate her clit by moving your hips around to put pressure on her. To do that, your dick should be all the way in her, and then pull out just a teeny bit so she gets some sensation of movement, and then push back into her firmly, making sure to make contact with her clit by moving your hips. The firm pressure and movement from your hips should make her clit feel good, and you'd be surprised at how little you actually have to move your dick in and out for her to enjoy the feeling. The benefit for you in all this is that by going slow, and having little breaks for yourself, you making it less likely that you are going to accidentally bust if you are sensitive, and you can also edge your orgasm to make it even stronger when you do let yourself come. Also, do not be afraid to bring toys into sex. They aren't just for solo play. If you are feeling sensitive, flip her over on her stomach and her from behind slowly while she uses a vibrator on her clit to come. Also look into vibrating cock rings. I got one after seeing someone else post about them on Reddit, and it quickly became my girlfriend's favorite thing. It puts a little vibrator pack right up against where her clit will be. She's even gone as far as buying them, and a bunch of the tiny batteries they use, as bridal shower gifts for her girlfriends who are getting married. Also, if you aren't already doing so, you should start working out and exercising. Make sure that you are doing things like squats and leg-focused cardio like running or biking. You need all those muscles in your pelvis to be stronger and get regular use. And it will help make sure that the saddle of muscle and skin above your dick is a solid place that can better apply pressure to her clit. This guy The biggest selling point for me is a clean hand towel beside the bed or in the nightstand. Let's be real here. Sex is messy. It's most messy when it's really good. It doesn't feel very great to be cuddling and having fluids draining out of your various orifices. A quick cleanup can be playful and increases the whole after-sex experience. Baby wipes in the bathroom also help to tidy up afterwards, for obvious reasons. Now I think of it, a well-filled glass of something to drink 10 minutes beforehand will keep things from feeling uncomfortable as you both sweat, or your mouth from drying out. It's always good to pee afterwards anyway. Aftercare is super underrated. You don't just get up, put your clothes on, and get on the computer. You cuddle, goddammit. Personally, I become somewhat of a hypocrite in bed. Before sex, I thoroughly enjoy being handled with care. Cuddle me, give me a back massage, trace my body with the tips of your fingers like I'm a dainty little princess. Give me soft kisses on the neck and forehead. Put me on a pedestal. Then foreplay happens and I want to be punted right off that aforementioned pedestal and ravaged like a goddamn hungry lion. I love it when Misa becomes very dominant at this point. Pull my hair, start to choke me a little bit. He makes me belong to him. During sex, the dominant feature is what gets me off the most about Misa. He's been doing this thing lately where when I'm on all fours, he pushes down on the center of my back and makes me arch my back with my face shoved in the pillow. It drives me absolutely crazy. He and I are also very vocal in the bedroom. He tells me to do this, I tell him to do that. It's amazing. Communication is my absolute favorite. After sex, I just wanna snuggle, have a bite to eat, and start binge watching some Netflix. It's all in the technique. First go like this, spin around, stop, double take 3 times, 1, 2, 3, then pelvic thrust, woo, woo, stop on your right foot, don't forget it. Now it's time to bring it around town. Bring it around town. Then you do this, then this, and this, and that, and this and that and this and that, and then. What's the most powerful sex organ? The brain. Speaking only from my own experience, I need to at least be thinking about sex maybe 10 to 15 minutes before I have any. If we're sitting on the couch watching TV and my boyfriend offhandedly mentions sex or starts to get a little handsy, I'm already starting to get aroused before we get to the bedroom. He can go from limp noodle to the Washington Monument in seconds, but I need a little more time to get loose. There's a statistic that gets thrown around about how long it takes for a woman to be fully ready for sex, and it's something like 25 minutes on mobile, so I can't look it up, so please don't get mad at me if that's not exactly correct. That 25 minutes doesn't have to be all one thing either. Using your voice and your body, dirty talk, and even just seeing my boyfriend do things naked is awesome to help is another great way to engage in foreplay. Just be into it and treat her with respect. Feeling like a valued and equal partner is the sexiest thing of all. I had an ex lean in while we were grocery shopping and whisper, "I am going to f you hard when we get home, if you don't want that." I gave him my agreement breathlessly and then he said, "Good." The next 20 minutes of grocery shopping were agony, and I squirmed the entire 10-minute trip home. By the time he yanked my soaking wet panties off and shoved me face down on the bed, I was primed and ready to explode. Anticipation is a hell of an aphrodisiac. I mean, I'm not a girl, but trim your fingernails. Ever cut the side of your mouth on a potato chip? Imagine that inside of you. Misa used this analogy. Paying attention. Watch how she reacts and respond appropriately. She'll more than likely return the favor. And if she says, "Just like that," don't stop. Actually keep doing what you were doing. Do not speed up. Do not do it harder. Do not pass go. Your second part. Half the time when I say that, the same motion is gonna make my partner come if he keeps doing it. He's a trooper and will go as long as he can though. One time I realized he was biting his own hand to keep himself from finishing so that I could. My hero. Funk all this romantic face tracing, hip kissing, romantic cuddling after bullshit. I just want my guy to make some noise during sex. Hot as f. If you come on us, please have the courtesy of fetching a towel and wiping us off. The nerve. Fingering is very underappreciated. I find guys' hands very sexy, and a little bit of kissing along with gentle curved motions with your fingers inside of me, I will melt into a horny useless puddle who you can then however you want, and I'll be all over you. No one cares, but my favorite position for this is sitting, laying on the guy's lap in bed, somewhat diagonally, with one of his hands between my legs and the other hand holding my hands to my chest, with his lips on my neck or at my ear or twisting to kiss me. 10 out of 10. Try it. Enthusiasm is definitely a plus, though you hear more about it regarding women. Men starfishing is annoying as hell. As a woman who got 3 UTIs this year, wash your hands. Well, if I had to sum everything that makes a difference into one thing, it would be this: the partner's attitude. I don't have any experience with same-sex partners, but speaking from my experience with male partners, I think that the biggest turn-on is when you realize that your partner really wants you, not some girl and you just happen to be there, but you yourself, and that they want to make you feel good as much as they want to feel good themselves. Make the experience a pleasurable one for both parties. Try to be respectful. Don't make girls do things they're reluctant to do and treat them like equals. I find it really funny how this goes both ways. It's pretty hard finding anyone that can make you feel desired. There are men who think of women as sex toys, and girls who think of sex as a currency. Both sides of the same overly common shitty coin. Hygiene. Suggest a shower, or use some wet wipes. As much as we love blowjobs, it needs to be clean, preferably not reeking of sweat or urine.